My camera. What's going on, guys? My camera's so crooked. Hold on. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. All right, now that we're not crooked, I don't know if we're crooked. I'm going to have to adjust this again. Anywho, my name's Trevor Wicken. I'm the founder and creator of the MS Gym, and you're welcome for that outtake earlier, or that outtake just now. If you're just new to the MS Gym, I want to welcome you. This is the place for exercise. This is the place where you learn how to move right, how you learn how to think right, and where we actually restore your strength, your balance, your coordination, your mobility, and put you on a track to get your life back from MS. So I still have a cough, so I may have some coughing fits in between this. So I do have water here just in case. So bear with me. But what we're doing today is that we're still going through what's called our arm line. Okay. So on last week we went over wrist, elbow, and hand stuff. Monday we went over a full circuit of wrist, elbow, hand stuff, right? And then yesterday we went over this front arm line, how to release this, and then how to start working some stuff in your scapula to get your scapular muscles stronger so that you can actually start controlling your shoulders again. Because once we get the spasticity out of the elbow, the wrist, the forearm, and the hand, then a lot of stuff opens up in the upper body. The problem is when we have spastic hands where things are clawed up and the shoulders like this from MS and also from sitting a lot, it's really hard to open this back up. And when you can't open your upper extremity, it really limits a lot of what you can do as a human being. All right, so this series is pretty important. Now today what we're going to work on is our sits, okay? We're going to be working on our rotator cuff. So the rotator cuff is a group of muscles that come in here and they come around and they actually hook over here. And the rotator cuff, their main job as a group is to stabilize your humerus, stabilize this upper arm bone, so that when you go to lift your arm, you're not getting this shrugging thing going on, okay? Yeah, the rotator cuff actually pulls you in and stabilizes you so you can lift your arm, or pulls you back so it can stabilize you and lift your arm, okay? When you have a weak rotator cuff, then it really leads to a lot of shoulder instability. When you have a lot of shoulder instability, what happens is your neck tightens up, your mid-back tightens up, which affects your low back, which affects your core, which affects your hips, which affects your legs, which affects your feet. And the party just it goes crazy. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the sits. Okay. So it's subscapularis, infraspinatus, teres minor, supraspinatus. Okay. So we're going to work on that today because now once we do that arm line, or once we do the release work on the lower limb, the lower arm. There you go. Then you can actually open your hand a lot more, and it's a lot easier to do stuff. Okay. Excuse me. So the first thing that's usually pretty tight and weak is a muscle in here called your subscapularis, okay? Because when we have MS, we sit more because we're more tired, and many MSers sit in a walker or a chair a lot during the day. So what happens is this happens, okay? The shoulders start to roll forward like this. These muscles, and especially this tendon back here, get stretched out, and when you have an elongated tendon like that, then all of a sudden, if you have to go move your arm quick, it just pops. And the last thing you want, if you're pretty chair dependent, is to have an impinged shoulder or a torn rotator cuff. Is it fixable? Yes. But especially if you're in a chair most of the time, dude, you do not want a torn rotator cuff because that's like assisted living time, which is not fun. Okay? So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to release this subscapularis. Okay? And we're also going to work it. So what I want you to do is you're going to hug yourself. You're going to take this elbow and hold it, and this one's going to be right in here, and you're going to get right up in that armpit. So that muscle sits like right on the front of that scapula right there. So just get your fingers in there, get this arm nice and relaxed, and kind of you're just going to work right in that border. Okay. So you're going to kind of push in and under that armpit. And if you have shoulder issues, you'll find a spot, okay? And even if you don't, this is still going to help you out. So we're going to kind of so it's kind of like right in this area of darker blue on my shirt where you're pushing. Okay, so you're going to get in there. Now you can do this on the floor on your side with a ball. But, you know, you can also do this a lot if you're seated like this and you figure this out. You can do this while you're watching TV, while you're talking to, you know, while you're just talking to someone, whatever it might be. That's a little weird rubbing your armpit while you're talking to someone, but as long as they know what you're doing. Okay, so right here. So like, well, actually, let's talk about world politics. Let me just rub my armpit. That's about what it smells like. Woo! Here we go. All right, so we got that side. All right, now let's go to the other side. So let's go right here, hold it, and let's get in underneath, okay? So we're going to get right in underneath that armpit. So right in there. So make sure you're not all shrugged up. You want to be as relaxed as you possibly can. Pull this arm over and hold yourself. Okay, and then we're just going to work this. Okay, so you're just getting into that armpit, feeling the love right through there. Okay? Good. Good. Okay. So, typically that subscapularis is pretty darn weak. So, and it's typically weak because it's very short. It's shortened because we're constantly holding it like this. So now that we have it a little bit more open, we're going to work it a little bit to get some of that muscle activity back. So what I want you to do is you're going to be out like this. So we've done, if you guys have been in here a bit, we've done no money drill, where it's like, yo man, I ain't got no money. So now this way, we're going to do, I got a hungry tummy drill, okay? So you're out here and you're like, I got a hungry tummy. I got a hungry tummy, okay? So we're going to pull those shoulder blades back and down. We're going to slide that chin in. Abs are in, sitting up tall. And now we're going to have a hungry tummy, okay? So shoulder blades are down. You're out this way. As best you can, open your hands. If you can get them more open, it is better. If not, do the best you can. Just stretch those hands as much as you can. And then again, you don't have to be way back here. You can even be right here. I don't care. I just want you to focus on moving your arm from your armpit and moving this upper arm bone. It's not this. If my arms are out and all shrugged up, it's not a forearm motion. If I had a dot on my bicep, it's pointed out, and then it's coming in and it's being pointed towards my ribs. So dot is out, dot is in, dot is out. So you're thinking about moving this upper arm bone, okay? So let's go yummy, yummy, yummy. I got love into my tummy here, okay? So ready? And go. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got love in my tummy. Okay, and back in. So really focus on using those muscles. Imagine you have two rubber bands here, and you're pulling this in. 1, 2, and come back out. Pull. 2, 2, and come back out. You should feel that in this muscle right here. And go. 3, 2, and go. 4, 2, happy tummy. Back, and 5, 2, coming back out, and pull. 6, 2, so consciously pull those arms in. Consciously rotate those upper arm bones. 7, 2, go. 8, 2, go. 9, 2, good, go. And 10, 2, good job. Okay, so now we did subscapularis. Now we're going to go into the its. So infraspinatus, teres minor, and then supraspinatus, okay? Excuse me. So this one's a little tough if you have a problem lifting your arms. I don't need you up that high. Like the motion is like this, like, don't shoot, right? But if you need to be down here and do it, that's fine as well. It doesn't really matter that much. You got to do the best you can, okay? So shoulder blades down, hands are open. Bring your arms out to the side. I don't want you up here. I want you just out to where you're pretty comfy. So it's kind of like you're hanging out at the pool. Arms are up on the pool deck like, yo, man, can I get me another Mai Tai over here? Right? Just hanging out. Or like you're hanging out on a fence and you're just chilling. Okay? I'm like a mime. Check this out. Okay, here we go. Hands are open. And what you're going to be using are these muscles back here on that rotator cuff to open. So abs are in, blades are down, and we rotate back. So it's 1, 2, and back down. Now you can do this one at a time. Okay, so if you have a hard time or you need to rest your arm on something and rotate back, do it. You just need to make sure that your shoulder blades pull back and you're not doing this and you're not shrugging your shoulder. So just do the best you can. If you can only get up an inch or so, that's fine. All right, here we go. Ready? And go. 1, 2, and back down. 2, 2, and back down. 3, 2, and back down. 4, 2, and back down. You remove that upper arm bone. 5, 2, and back down. 6, 2, and back down. 7, 2, and back down. Open those hands up, guys. Come on. 8, 2, relax those shoulders. 9, 2, come back down. And 10, 2, oh. It gets a little bit tiring, okay? Good job. Okay, so now you hit teres, or I'm sorry, you hit infraspinatus. Now we go teres minor. So now we're going back to no monies, all right? So we're gonna start right here. You don't have to start all the way in at yummy tummy. You can start at neutral, okay? So shoulder blades backing down, chin in this way, and then we're gonna rotate out. So it's like, yo man, I need me a loan. Can you buy me a burger? And you're like, oh, yo man, I ain't got no money, okay? So you want those hands open and those thumbs rotating out. Again, you want to think about a dot on the bicep, and then it points outward after. So you want to rotate the upper arm bone, okay? All right, we go. Ready? And rotate out. 1, 2. And notice I'm not trying to tuck my arms in. I'm just letting them chill at my side. But shoulder blades are backing down. Ready? And 2, 2. Back in. Abs are in. And go. 3, 2. And back in. 4, 2. Good. 5, 2. Good. 6, 2. Really use that rotator cuff back here, you guys. Use it. 7. 7, I guess. 2. That's the benefit of having a cold. I forget things all day. 8, 2. Go. 9, 2. Last one. Really pull it out. Imagine you got a rubber band. Pull that rubber band apart. 10, 2. Good job. Relax. All right. Word. All right. So now we're going to work on the supraspinatus. So supraspinatus, here's the spine of your scapula, this bone. It's right above that. Okay. The supraspinatus tendon is one of the most torn tendons in the world, right? Because what happens is we get a tight neck, tight scalenes, tight upper trap, tight pec, and it pulls us this way. This thing is super lengthened. So then the minute you go to lift your arm, it's like, and it pops, okay? So this exercise is super duper key. So this is called empty bottle or empty can. So your hands are out, sit up tall, shoulder blades are down. You're gonna turn your bottles of water or those cans over, and you're at a slight angle. You're not all the way turned over flat. You're at a slight angle, okay? So you can see I'm right here, shoulder blades down. My arms are a little bit forward, and my thumbs are turned in towards my legs. Now what I'm doing here is I'm only lifting about 10 degrees. So shoulder blades are backing down, abs are in, and we're just coming up about that far, okay? So this is shoulder abduction, and it's only about the first 10 degrees, okay? All right, so turn those bottles over, pour out the water, sit up tall, and go. So it's a 1, 2, and back down, and make sure you're not shrugging. Okay, that can actually counteract what we're trying to do. So you don't want to go like this, just as far as, so lift that chest, shoulder blades backing down, and go. 2, 2, and back down. Notice how open my hands are. 3, 2, if you teach your hands to be open, when you have a healthy rotator cuff, that rotator cuff will help you open your hand. 4, 2, back down. Spread those fingers. Let's go. 5, 2, 6, 2, come back down. 7, 2, come back down. 8, 2, come back down. 9, 2, come back down. Last one. 10, 2, and come back down. Awesome. Now, if those are super duper pooper scooper easy for you, you can use some light weights. I would not go more than like a 1 to 2 pound weight. Like, so in the members corner, John Dunham, who is like one of my favorite people on the planet, showed how he was using like cans of like SpaghettiOs, right? So he would just take a can and he was doing shoulder exercises with it. So he's like, oh, it's 8 ounces, so that means it's half a pound. I'm good. 16 ounces is a full pound, like whatever it is. Europe, I don't even know what that would be. So, sorry, so whatever 16 ounces is or 8 ounces is. You can grab an 8-ounce can and lift that, right? You could grab a can and go out this way or this way. Sometimes when you have something a little heavier in the brain's like, oh, we're actually using these muscles, let's go. So you could use that, okay? But what I want you to practice with those hands open first, then add the weight. And then you can get a little bit more strength training going on, okay? And when we cover resistance training here, coming up late spring, early summer, I will go over a lot of that stuff as far as what resistance training is, okay? So, I'm about to have a coughing attack, so I got to get off camera. So, if you like this video, hit like. If you want to love me, then love me. And then put some comments up. Let me know how you guys are doing. Practice the circuit that we did on Monday. Practice those scapular lines that we did yesterday with those shoulder shrug and depression exercises. And then focus on these rotator cuffs today. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you some stuff that you can do on a bed or a table or the floor, which is really going to start to integrate that upper trunk, upper body, and that neck. Okay? So you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here, and have a rocking day. I'll talk to you later.